at you next. Banana Ball, the greatest show in sports. Let's go!
If that doesn't fire you up, I can't imagine anything in this world that would. Thanks so much, Ty Jackson, for kicking off our 3-game set here in Fort Myers in proper style. We'll have Ty mic'd up in the 3rd inning tonight as we kick off our first of 6 games here in his home state over the next month of action. We are thrilled to start the Sunshine State Series here in JetBlue Park, the spring training home of the Boston Red Sox. And you get a look at Fenway South with the exact same dimensions of Fenway up in Beantown, albeit with a monster 5 feet taller than the one in Boston. It's about as unique of a venue for Banana Ball as you can find. So cool to see that monster. Now you get a look at the triangle in center field, and as you head towards right, all of a sudden there's palm trees before you get to the pesky pole. It is really a surreal sight, as we will have 3 straight nights of Banana Ball action. This one, Game 6 of the 2025 Banana Ball World Tour. It's not usually the route you take. Usually guys play in Fenway South and then they get to play in Fenway. Banana Ball in Fenway Park last year on June 8th, and now we come here to JetBlue Park in 2025 with Josh Talevsky, Biko Scala. Thank you all so much for spending this Big Tiger Friday, Valentine's Day edition in virtual Banana Land. We are coming off the heels of one of the craziest series of Banana Ball we've ever had.
You had nail-biting games from night 1 to night 3. You saw one of the greatest individual performances from Rack on night 2. The Bananas came away with that series win that also won them the state of Arizona, and you saw a lot of milestones as well along the way in Glendale, which was awesome.
Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers behind the records in Glendale, because 3 straight nights, 3 straight Banana Ball records were broken. We're past 200 games played in the sport. It's not no big deal there.
Night one, we saw 4 rounds of showdowns, which is what helped us break the most points ever scored in a single Banana Ball game. 17 of the total points wound up being scored in those 4 rounds of showdowns. And then the Bananas and Party Animals decide to follow it up with the most runs ever scored in a single game. And even though the Party Animals outscored the Bananas 17 runs to the Nanners 12, in the points department, the Bananas scored the 4-3 win over the Party Animals, and then in that rubber game, the Bananas got the win, and when it was all said and done, there were 80 total trick plays in the series, the most that we have ever seen in 3 games.
And I think it's important to note, it's not just the number of trick plays, it's the quality. As we have entered the Banana Ball 3.0 era, you see a triple trick play right there. DR Meadows with some gnarly stuff behind the back. Cox with the juggling bare hand. I mean, these guys are breaking out brand new tricks, and they are upping the difficulty each and every night.
Well, you are seeing an average of 21.8 trick plays through 5 games this season. And when you focus on Glendale, Cox, Meadows, and Baber, they were the standout performers for their respective teams.
And we kick off this Sunshine State Series here in beautiful Florida that has hosted a lot of legendary Banana Ball games before. It's going to be a month and a day. We're going to hit these 3 cities here and 3 really cool ballparks.
And you might think that JetBlue Park is the biggest series of them all. 3 games between the Bananas and the Party Animals. And if one of these teams is able to grab the sweep, they have set themselves up in prime position in one of the 2 games in Miami, or maybe even in that first football stadium in Raymond James in Tampa, to win the state of Florida with just 1 game.
Yes, and as I mentioned at the top here, it is a very special Big Tiger Friday that we have going on in JetBlue Park. Josh, you are rocking a throwback to the 2021 Breakfast Bowl. Shout out Bill Leroy, the first time he ever announced himself, and we went viral as you get to take a gander at that beautiful piece of clothing right there. Actually, we're double Roosevelts here. Little bananas all over the place. Big Tiger Friday is just all about extravagance with a little bit of class, just getting a little weirder on a Friday night. And a guy who knows all about that is Drake Toll. He's down on the field with a lot of Big Tiger Friday spirit.
It is the biggest of Tiger Fridays, the party animal dugout. Josh and Bika. We start with Mike Vava Vivacious, the beautiful fur. He's got the leather. No, that's his skin. Vava, who are you wearing?
I am wearing Prada as my coat right here, and I have a Gucci belt on, and I got this earring from your mom.
And right behind him, Brett Helton has the boa. You got to see it's the ice on the wrist as well. The Pit Vipers complete it. Brett, who are you wearing?
Versace.
Brett Helton. Ryan Rodriguez, give it a spin. Give it a little 360. Oh, bam! Mountain 1, Mountain 2, sexy, mexy, beautiful here from Ryan Rodriguez. Who are you wearing?
Well, jacket from La Luz Sabatera, Guanajuato. Got the belt from Leon. And the lion, forged from the mountains of Aguascalientes.
All right. And Bronson Ballhome, Coach Bronny, giving you all the good coaching.
Yep, absolutely. I got the CDGs, the hearts on my shoes, and you already know that we got the Louis Vuitton clipboard because we're coming in classy.
And me? I got the pomade from Bico Scala. Party on.
Thank you so much, Drake. Thank you, guys, for celebrating with us on this special Friday night from Fort Myers, Florida. Let's get a quick look at the starting pitchers. It's the three-match, third battle between Delano and Nisnik.
Look, these guys were the aces of their respective teams a season ago. So far, Garrett Delano, a lot of what we saw in 2024. He's only allowed one ball four sprint this season. And for Noah Nisnik, he's actually allowed 6 already this year. So that is probably the one thing he's working on improving on tonight.
Let's send it on down to the young professor.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and potassium enthusiasts from around the world. Tonight, you and thousands of your friends here live and millions more watching at home have gathered here to witness something beyond your wildest imagination. From Montana to Savannah, from the Isle of Man to Tokyo, Japan, the Banana Maniacs come from across the globe to witness this. This is not baseball. This is the crucible where the fastest, hungriest, and most entertaining players are forged. This is a game of the fans, by the fans, and for the fans. But this is not your granddad's pastime. This is not just another night at the ballpark. This game is baseball by birth, fruit by name, and an absolute worldwide phenomenon by the grace of God. This is the time for all 10,000 people here in Fort Myers, Florida, to get on your feet and give me your voices. Because this is the greatest show in sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Banana Ball!
It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Savannah Bananas. Leading off, the center fielder, number 5, DR the Doc Meadow. Batting second, the DH, number 19, Dan Ober. Batting third, at first base, number 3, Eric Jones. In the cleanup spot, the left fielder, number 15, we call him Rack, Robert Anthony Cruz. In right field, number 2, Reese Superman Alexiades. At second base, number 8, he's our greatest showman, Jackson Olsen. Behind the plate, wearing number 1, the captain, Bill LaRoy. At third base, wearing number 18, he does it all, Danny Hosley. The extra hitter, number 11, Correll Prime. And at shortstop, number 6, our glove magician. Make some noise for Ryan Cox. On the mound for your Bananas tonight, number 88, Noah Nisnik. Your Savannah Bananas are managed by Tyler Gillum, assisted by Adam Pyro Byron. Eric Fox and Reggie Horton.
Tremendous job by Shark on the mic for the Bananas introductions, as per usual. Love seeing in the chat all the love for the young professor with his Valentine's Day attire. Well-deserved praise for the Grafe Dog. Let's get the 11 rules of Banana Ball before we get first pitch tonight.
The name of the game is Banana Ball, and this is the fastest, most entertaining game in sports. Rule number 1, win the inning, win the point. If you score the most runs in an inning, you get a point. The most points win the game. But in the last inning of Banana Ball, every run counts as a point. Rule number 2, there is a 2-hour time limit. No new inning can start when the clock hits 0. Rule number 3, if you step out of the batter's box, it is a strike. Rule number 4, no bunting. If you bunt, you're thrown out of the game. Rule number 5, batters can steal first. Rule number 6, no walks allowed. It becomes a ball 4 sprint until every position player touches the ball. Rule number 7, no mound visits. Nope. Rule number 8, if a fan catches a foul ball, it is an out. In Banana Ball, everything's in play, so you better be ready. Rule number 9, the Showdown Tiebreaker. If the game is tied at the end of 9 innings, or when time expires, it is pitcher versus hitter with one fielder, and the hitter has to score. Rule number 10, the Banana Ball Challenge Rule. You, the fans, have the opportunity to challenge a ruling on the field. Rule number 11, the Golden Batter Rule. A team can send up any batter to hit in any spot in the lineup. This is guaranteeing the best possible matchup at the end of the game when it matters most. These are the official rules of Banana Ball.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And away we go. Mere moments away from first pitch of Game 6 on the 2025 Banana Ball World Tour. Good to see Drake and Farty in their Valentine's Day attire, kick lining it out. The Party Animals 2 and 3. The Bananas the inverse. After taking the series in Glendale, 2 out of 3 games. A 1-game advantage on this very young 5th ever Banana Ball World Tour. Let's get a look at the Party Animals starting lineup here tonight. There's a lot of familiar faces at the top. Same first 5 as we've seen all 6 games now. Reese Hampton, Noah Fisher, Jake Skoll, Tanner Thomas, and Chase Acuff. Then Bryson Bloomer in the 6th hole, followed by our RBI leader on the tour, Andy Cosgrove. In the bottom 3, Armando Becerra, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan.
Mike Vivasas hasn't done a lot of tinkering with this lineup. He loves what he's got. And Bryson Bloomer, he's hoping he's going to be batting with a couple guys on the bases as he sits 1 RBI shy of recording the 100 in his Banana Ball career. And if Bloomer isn't able to come through, again, the tour RBI leader, Andy Cosgrove, just might.
And spoiler alert, talked about how we'll have Ty Jackson on the mic in the 3rd inning. There's a chance Farty is going to make his first ever appearance in the booth tonight. Stay tuned to see how that turns out. Now let's get a look at the numbers for Noah Nisnik here in his 2nd World Tour. He is once again facing down Garrett Delano. He's trying to get his boys a victory for the first time in one of his starts this year.
It's the third start for Nisnik in 2025, and his last start was a really nice rebound from his opening night performance. 4 innings from Niz, 3 hits allowed, 2 unearned runs, 3 ball 4 sprints, and 3 strikeouts. Now, the only thing that has been a hindrance to Niz, he's allowed ball 4 sprints to 18% of the batters he's faced to open up this year. And last year he finished with a 5.5% ball 4 sprint rate. So hoping he's a little more dialed in tonight and Party Animals, they are batting just .231 against him to start this season.
I would wager that ball four sprint percentage plummets over the next few starts. Let's take a look at the defense behind Niz Nasty. In the outfield left to right, Cruz, Meadows, and Alexiadis. The infield third to first, Hosley, Cox, Olsen, and Jones Jr. Well, behind the dish, it's Bill Leroy.
You have Ryan Cox, who used the game last Saturday to jump back out in the tour lead in trick plays. He currently finds himself with 12. And meanwhile, Robert Anthony Cruz has really impressed this season.
It is time. On 3. I need everyone here to yell, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Showtime indeed, Jesse. Sure, a smaller version of the childhood dream. He's already gotten to sell out Fenway Park. That happened last year. To sell out Fenway South. Over 10,000 fans on hand here, making up the 387th straight sold-out crowd in Bananaland. Reese Hampton ahead in the count to start off this. Reese Lightning gets hot. This offense.
Jeff's wasn't exactly set the table like he wanted to through the first 5 games, but he could be due for a very hot series here.
Can be said for Noah Fisher. Start to his second tour, but couldn't get it off the grass. So Fisher will reach. Now 2 on with nobody out.
Yeah, I think you saw Noah who had his eyes lighting up a little bit, was thinking about trying to sweep that one up in the glove.
No scoring decision.
Eileen error.
Look at an E1. That's surprising. He only made 1 last year. In his 5th Banana Ball World Tour. His 10 hits are tied for the tour lead, as well as his 4 out. The job, and here comes Tanner Thomas.
Happy Valentine's Day from yours truly, Tanner Tinder Thomas. Unfortunately, I've been single for 8 years now.
Then Reese Alexiadis, Jackson Olsen, Bill Leroy, Danny Hosley, Correll Prime, and Ryan Cox to round it out.
Rack is certainly the guy you're looking out for in this Bananas lineup. He might be settling into the everyday cleanup man role for this ball club. And 4 of his 8 hits so far have gone for extra bases. 2 doubles, 2 home runs.
The doctor, for his part, 7 for 14 to start his 3rd World Tour. And that one's blasted. It's going to end up shy of the monster. And a trick play for Noah Fisher. Taps it up, collects it in the jersey. His patented trick play at that.
That was one of the new trick plays that he introduced in his rookie campaign last season. The tip not new, but putting it into his jersey, a really fun bit of flair.
Yes, that's Banana Ball ingenuity at its best. Slider gets the outside corner on Dan Oberst. Couple Florida boys dueling it out in their home state here. Oberst a little over 2 hours north in the Tampa St. Pete area. Leno from Callahan, Florida, just outside of Jacksonville. A lot of Florida guys in Bananaland. On both these squads, you'll see a lot more on the Firefighters and Texas Tailgaters as well. They make great ball players in the Sunshine State.
And for Dan's credit, he's played very well in his home state of Florida. Last year, he batted .391 in 7 games with a double, 2 home runs, and 7 RBI.
Great take there on the off speed that bounces in the dirt. Payoff pitch coming. Delano loves to fill up the zone. He does. This one lifted softly towards foul territory. Skoll running out of room. The fans cannot pick him up. So another chance for Oberst.
That was a great pitch from Garrett Delano. Going for that outside corner. Dan having to protect it, not wanting to get rung up looking. So has to put that defensive swing out there. And the soft contact, unfortunately, does not stay in play for Jake Skoll or result in a fan out.
Another payoff pitch, another foul ball. So we'll see an 8th pitch between these two jiu-jitsu sparring partners. It's a multi-sport battle between the pair. This one rolled over to third. Bloomer between the legs, tries to bounce it back between the legs. Oberst is able to leg it out. And it'll be the first trick play missed for Bloomer here in 2025.
On first look, Bryson Bloomer nailed his between the legs transition and then was going for one more move. I'm not sure whether he wanted to go between the legs again or possibly flip it behind his back.
He was bouncing it between the legs.
I see.
Well, it was the attempt at least.
But it was that second move that clearly cost him from getting Dan Oberst at first base.
A little life for the Bananas. They need one more guy to reach before they can think about tying this inning. 2 balls and no strikes on Eric Jones Jr. Slower start to his 4th World Tour. But the resume is elite. Former Twins and Mariners minor leaguer. Tied with Jake Skoll for the all-time home run lead in Banana Ball history, and has to pirouette out of the way of 4 straight balls there. He'll be content with 1 base on his sprint. Oberst over to third. Here comes Robert Anthony Cruz. Rack is the inning's tying run.
Great spot early for Robert Anthony Cruz. As good as he has been to start 2025. 0 for 3 against Garrett Delano, and hoping to snap that hitless streak, put the Bananas on the board in the inning.
Cutter for strike 1. Delano with a 5-pitch mix, 3 different fastballs. Curveball and changeup as well. He'll throw any pitch in any count. And this is where he likes to be, 0-2 against Cruz. Rack 8 for 19 on this young tour. Had a tremendous trip in Phoenix. His 8 hits tied for the team lead. And he works the count back even to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I still love Garrett Delano's pitching strategy to open up this ball game. Went with a very informed decision to throw a changeup in the dirt, as that's a pitch we've seen Rack struggle with in the past. And how about this? Delano coming back, nailing the low corner of the strike zone, getting his first punch out looking.
Went right after him with a fastball, caught Rack guessing. That is a very rare strikeout looking for Robert Anthony Cruz. You do not see that very often.
Well, I'd venture to guess that Rack was probably expecting a second straight changeup from Delano.
And now Reese Alexiadis steps in. Once again, the inning tying run. Party Animals trying to jump out in front. They lead the frame by 3 runs. This is a dangerous man at the dish. Had 5 home runs a year ago. Had a league-high 29 homers in the Pioneer League the summer of 2023. Taking all the way on the 3-0, fastball below the knees. It'll be an unearned run against Delano. Oberst reached on the trick play, missed. He scores, and then how about Alexiadis? Gutsy base running. Saw some sloppy sprint defense by the Party Animals, capitalizes, and now the inning tying run is in scoring position.
Well, Alexiadis has great banana ball IQ. What he knew, even with 2 outs, is that he manages to get into scoring position. Jackson Olsen can rip one into the outfield, and it is going to score both runs with the speed that Alexiadis possesses.
The frame in the hands of Jackson Olsen. That one just misses the inside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Jackie the other way. This could tie the frame. EJ scores. Alexiadis right behind him. Throw from Fisher's cut off. And what clutch hitting from the great 8. We're knotted at 3 runs in the first.
Jackson surprisingly was hitless a year ago in all of the games in Florida. Comes through in his first at-bat of 2025. And you saw Reese Alexiadis getting to second base. It pays off. He was getting a big wave from Tyler Gillum coaching third.
Malachi Mitchell will pinch run for Olsen at first. The Bananas designated runner is the inning winning run. The 8-year man in Banana Land, Bill Leroy, steps in. Fastball just misses a hair low. Delano's been right around it. He's going to Tight zone early on from Vincent Chapman. Malachi Mitchell, tremendous run. No throw from Andy Cosgrove. Tremendous jump, rather. Flash now 3 for 4 on his stolen base attempts. And that's Olympic caliber sprinter speed in scoring position. Job, though, by Delano jumping out ahead. He's 1 strike away from escaping. Back up the middle. And Chase Acuff has no play. Boy, he was shifting Leroy so far to pull. It was just placed perfectly to be an infield single.
Well, what was most important was that one of Acuff or Baber kept that ball in the infield. If that trickles and is a play that Reese Hampton has to make, they have no chance at nailing Flash the Kid at home. It would have been a walk-off for the Bananas.
Now Danny Hosley steps in. Fouls it out of the ballpark. Hosley 3 for 7 on the tour. The 2023 tour leader in walk-offs. Had 10 a year ago. And once again, Delano's a strike away from ending the inning without allowing the walk-off. He should have been out of this frame 4 batters ago, if not for the trick play missed. A lot of extra arrows fired from the quiver here from Delano. The 1-2. Bounced foul. We'll do it again. Hosley, for his part, has reached base in 6 out of 7 times he's put the ball in play this year. Reached on 3 trick plays missed. Testament to you put the ball in play, good things will happen.
And he's also grabbed a hit in all of his starts this season for the Bananas. So when he's been in that starting lineup, incredibly productive. As another one's dribbled foul and nearly fielded cleanly by Coach Gillum.
It's an infielding defense guru over there. Trying to do it without the leather. Get another 2-2. 7th pitch of the plate appearance. Big bender, just misses down and away. Ball 4 wins the inning for the Bananas.
Well, Delano did not like that call from Vincent Chapman, but he cannot allow it to get in his head. You got to put that one behind you and just focus on pounding the strike zone as he gets the chase from Danny Hosley. Despite 9 minutes and 41 seconds, the Party Animals are able to hold it to a tie frame.
3 runs scored. They are all unearned against Delano. And neither team able to nab a point 1 inning in. Take a look at Cowboy Kyle and Company delivering yellow roses to the great people here in Fort Myers, Florida. Some banana ball action here on Valentine's Day. And I actually wrote a little love letter to you, Josh. I'd like to read it out here. To my darling statistical savant, my dear color coordinating extraordinaire, my other half in this magical broadcasting adventure for over 3 years now. You're the light of my life in the booth. Every time you go on a tirade, scream and rage at how cruel the world can be outside of our sanctuary in the sky, I'm filled with more joy than words can do justice. Your passion is my passion. Your heart is my heart.
Wow.
I love you to the batter's eye and back.
Oh, Beaks. Wouldn't you know, I might have whipped up something for you as well.
No.
Biko, there's a fire in my heart. It burns. Actually, it kind of hurts. Maybe I have heartburn. Probably shouldn't have eaten that spicy chicken sandwich today. It was hot. I should have been admiring your beauty, your voluminous hair, your cheeky voice. I never knew love until I met you. Actually, I definitely did, but that girl dumped me. But I'll never break up this broadcast pairing because they say roses are red and stats are cool. Hopefully we'll have some time alone and hit the pool and pool. Happy Valentine's Day, my friend.
Thank you so much, Mr. Talevsky. Oh, man. Woo. It's going to take me a while to recover from that one.
Here, I'll fan you. I see a little sweat.
Yeah, it's steamy tonight in Fort Myers. Armando Becerra fouls that one to the roof, right on top of our head. Spooked you, Josh. You didn't see that coming.
That was louder than I thought it would be. I'll say it.
It sounds like a metal roof here.
That's going to take some getting used to.
Mondo, the first guy to land it right on top of our noggins. Trick pitch here from Nisnik. Good job by Becerra to foul off a well-placed heater. Nisnik, for his part, a 3-pitch guy. Fastball you just saw, changeup and a curveball. And look out, Mondo. You never know, even a pitch fired straight at you, it could be that front door curveball, so you can't give up on it. There it is. And Becerra able to spoil it. Good sequencing from Leroy and Nisnik. Slow tapper, right side, tricky play here. Flip to Niz. Just in time, and an emphatic flipping out call from Seth Markham, the first base umpire.
Well, the crowd was waiting with bated breath. See whether that would be ruled safe or out. You get one more look. Extremely close, but Eric Jones Jr. pretty confident from the flip. They were going to gun down Becerra. As you see the fist pump in celebration. Now Ryan Cox and Eric Jones Jr. That's a double trick play. Coxie, beautiful play, and EJ through the legs, receiving that one on a bounce.
Gnarly stuff. What a job on the 360, fielding it between the legs. EJ says, hey, I could do that too over at first base. I can do that. That is a sweet double trick play. Nanners flashing the leather here in inning number 2. To the 10 hole we go. Jason Swan with a 2-0 count. Going to start to his 3rd World Tour he's having. This one fouled out of the park. He's only 4 for 14, so hitting just a smidge below 300. But 9 ball 4 sprints. 9! Count them, ball 4 sprints across 5 games, and he has not struck out. That's absurd.
That is 4 more sprints than the second place batter right now, as Danny Hosley calls off the other fielders in the infield, comes down with the catch, and Noah Nisnik on 11 pitches puts up a 2-minute and 32nd minutes per inning mark.
Yeah, that was an excellent inning for Niz and the Nanners defense behind him. After 7 guys come to the plate in the first, 3 up, 3 down in the second. Let's learn some Banana Ball basics and talk about rule number 10. That was the first rule added to Banana Ball after the original 9. And it's that each team and the fans get the opportunity to challenge a ruling on the field. Now, if a team's challenge is successful, they get to keep their challenge. If they're unsuccessful, they lose it. And the fans only get 1 challenge. So whether they're right or not, you just got to send it at some point because you can't take it home with you.
Yeah, it's really one of the greatest rules, and we actually saw it in play a weekend ago. There's a question whether Eric Jones Jr. kept his foot on the first base bag. You see the challenge popped, and we were able to see on a second look, EJ in fact on the bag, and you see the glee and celebration from the fan who used the challenge. We've seen 2 challenges already overturned this season from the fans. Last year they overturned 14 calls on the year.
Yeah, the pace is terrific. 2 overturned calls in 5 games is awful impressive compared to 14 overturned calls in 95 games a year ago.
And the fans actually wound up overturning more calls a year ago than the Savannah Bananas did.
It's pretty impressive. It's tough to overturn a call because the evidence has to be clear and obvious that the ruling by the umpire on the field was incorrect. Can't just come into it without the prior knowledge that the person who made the call, who was right on top of the play, had the best angle at it. 2 balls and no strikes here on Correll Prime. Another Florida boy out of Bradenton. Fouls that off of himself. It's 9, 10, and 1 for the Nanners here. They just need 1 run to win the inning. Prime 3 for 5 on this young tour, with 3 ball 4 sprints as well.
And all 3 of those sprints have come with runners in scoring position. It's a key reason he's got 5 runs batted in and 2 walk-offs.
Pitcher's pitch there from Delano, evens it up. job by Prime. Going to fight off a pitch too close to take. What great plate appearances from the Bananas against Delano. This one skied in the infield. Baber making the call, and he will tap it up to Swanee. A double trick play action. Tip drill to the bare hand.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dustin Baber would have liked to have had a little more loft rather than what was more of a liner at Jason Swan, but good reflexes from the Party Animals first baseman, and each team with a double trick play in the second inning.
Yeah, off the glove, that had the launch angle that Cowboy Kyle was consistently getting in the Party Plaza with Josh and I today, hitting foam balls, laser beams directly at fans' faces, 10 to 15 feet in front of them. It was tough. There was an awning over us. It's not like you could hit him straight up.
And you know what, Biko? I'll say it. You did much better than Cowboy Kyle.
Thank you. I have a lot of experience, as does Ryan Cox swinging the bat. To start to his 4th World Tour he's having. He's now 5 for 15. Check that. Make it 6 for 15.
And he's actually catching good barrels at the plate. It's clearly evident that he has made some swing adjustments in the offseason that have led to better exit velocities this year, as we saw him grab a triple last weekend.
You can't complain with the production from the bottom of the order. He's aboard now for DR Meadows. As this one is flared to the right side, it's going to dunk in there. That is a patented DR Meadows bloop. And he's 1 for 2 on the night.
And it is the 5th opposite field hit already for DR Meadows this season.
Interesting strategical decision here from the Bananas. They could use their designated runner, as we're a second time through the order, so Malachi Mitchell is eligible again. Dan Oberst with a hot shot to left, no reason for Tyler Gillum to take a chance. Ryan Cox, although he did leg out a triple last weekend, does not run like the wind itself, like Flash does. But he's now 90 feet away for Eric Jones Jr., who's tied for the team lead with his 6 RBIs, already has a few sac flies. Such a good situational hitter. Excellent at getting the job done. He's behind 0-1 here.
And EJ's trying to keep a streak here in 2025 alive, as he's recorded an RBI each of the first 5 games on tour.
Boy, really nice changeup. Pulled the string, fooled Jones Jr. Delano looking for a huge K. This one to short. Party Animals need 2. There's one over to first. In time! A twin killing to save the inning. And we're still scoreless.
Nothing fancy from the Animals, but they get exactly what Garrett Delano was looking for, coming off the mound with the clenched fist. He is definitely going to give some props to Acuff and Baber. Beautiful turn at second, especially there from Baber, which was essential.
Another really exciting out call from Seth Markham at first base. We're going from Nathan Neuer for all 5 games in Phoenix to Markham now here in Fort Myers. I'm a big fan of what our first base umpires have been able to do here as we enter the Banana Ball 3.0 era. And we couldn't possibly enter this new era of Banana Ball without a man who's been in Banana Land for now 4 years. The beating heart of this squad, the little energy bunny that this team has. Ty Jackson, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Tremendous. Thank you so much for joining us. What's the report from the dugout so far tonight?
Man, the energy's high in the dugout. Man, the boys are feeling first game in Fort Myers. It's a little, more humid than Arizona. But I think the boys like breaking a sweat and, going out there being gritty and, doing what we can do to try to win the ball game.
Well, Ty, how would you describe the vibes of the team across Mesa and Glendale? I know you had some pretty good performances. Your Trumpets walk up in a hit. You had a trick play in left field on the warning track. But how did you feel the team did overall?
I think the team's doing good overall. I think we're 3-2 in Arizona that past 2 weekends. And I think we pulled one through. I think we should have won a little bit more games, but at the end of the day, it's good to come out on top, 3-2. So, you know, it's been fun, it's been good, and I think the boys are fired up.
Tapper to Danny Hosley between the legs with the flip to the bare hand over to first in plenty of time. And that'll take care of Reese Hampton. Is there anybody you look on this team as you get a look at a good Danny Hosley trick play there that you look for trick play inspiration yourself?
You know, hey, Biko, that's a great question, actually, because, you know,
dude.
I'm out there with Rack, DR, Superman, and just watching them last year to this year, I mean, we're always out there just taking fly balls, trying to one-up each other. And it's friendly competition, but, you know, they all inspire me, so that's really good.
1-0 count here on Noah Fisher. It looks like Noah Niznik is going all the way back towards second base. 3-2-2 action. He's marching in with Wilson, Cox, and Meadows in the background. Oh, they've got the notebooks.
Yeah.
It's round 2 on Wicked, and it's a ball.
Nice footwork, especially from Noah Niznik, and he's got to find his placement back on the rubber before delivering that pitch. Still did a really good job being close enough to hovering around that strike zone.
Yes. It was a competitive pitch, and that should have been ball 4. Called a strike. We'll keep playing. There's ball 4. See how the Bananas execute the sprint defense. Fisher's going to slam the brakes. What's it like when you're in a 3-ball count in the outfield, Ty? How much are you trying to creep in to defend that potential sprint?
I think we cut it off a lot because, you know, I mean, walks hurt, but when they walk all the way to second base, whoo! And back-to-back walks, you out there huffing and puffing. I need my inhaler, you know? So we just try to cut it down, you know, make it just a single bag, you know.
Ty, here's my question. You can play all 3 outfield positions. At some point, you're bound to get in for one of those dances in center field.
I was thinking the same thing.
What song do you want to be playing when you're a part of that?
You know, hey.
Hosley can't snag it. Golly. Nearly went into the stands.
I got no particular song. I think it's a song, you know, I go up to bat, moving my hips. I think it's a song that you got to move your hips to. You know, the fans love that. I love it. Everybody loves it. So something I can move my hips to a little bit, get into it, and, you know, just feel the energy, feel the vibe, and just poof.
How about the effort from your guy Hosley right there? You've been rooming with Danny a decent amount on this tour, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's my roommate. I beat him in chess twice last night. I think I'm 6-5 against him in chess. So
you're 6-5 against Haas.
Yep, he's a great. He had me beat 3-0, and I came back and won a couple games in a row. And he says I'm getting better. So, you know, chess gets the mind going.
Trick pitch from Niznik. Fouled straight back. Oh, if the net wasn't there, it was going to be in my bread basket, man. That was going right to the hands.
Hey, I actually got a special guest right now. Coach Gillum, how you feeling about this game so far?
Well, I tell you what, we got to have some quicker innings, but the guys are playing their butt off. We got some legit trick plays so far, and we got to get Skull out right here with a strikeout. Hump, baby.
Yes, sir. Let's go, baby.
Play-by-play, Gilly. Now, we're going to have Tanner Thomas coming up here. See if he found somebody from his search in the stands earlier. I don't know where he is. Oh, here he comes.
All right, everyone. I believe I have found a potential match here tonight. Now, her name is Sharon. And Sharon, could you tell everyone here to make sure we're on the same page, what year you graduated high school?
1974.
Now, that would make you know what? It doesn't matter. Unfortunately, we have a time limit here tonight, so I need to go hit. But wish me luck, Sharon.
Well, Tanner, it seems like has found his true love. Congratulations, Sharon.
Congrats.
It's big news right there. Now a sprint to the plate. I still can't get over the chess news. Have you been playing chess for a while? Is this something Hosley got you into? Like, what's going on there?
Well, he said last year they'd always play in the locker room, and he opened up a brand new box. I said, bro, you've never played me. And, you know, it's kind of new. We started this year. EJ beat him earlier. He's playing chess angry, and you can't do that.
So Danny's the guy who always wants to play chess, but everybody's beating him.
Yeah, he's that guy. He's good. I won't knock him. But, you know, I see the piece to move before he moves it.
2-1 count here on Tanner Thomas. 2 outs, Noah Fisher leads off first base. Misnick trying to make it 2 straight scoreless frames. So Hosley's bringing a chessboard on the road here. It's not like you're playing virtually.
See, last night I did stay the night at Primes, and he sent me a message, let's play chess. It was like 12 o'clock at night, and bro, bro, we got a game tomorrow.
You're in bed.
In bed. Beat him twice. Yes, beat him twice. But last week in Arizona, I beat him face-to-face, board, laying in between the bed, and I just waxed.
Payoff pitch.
Hey.
Swing and a miss. What a job by Fish. He's fired up. Ty Jackson, thank you so much for joining us, man. You're a legend.
Thank you, guys. Y'all are legends. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day,
Ty. We love you.
Pookies. Bye, Pookie.
Ty. There goes Ty. That's $1 million smile right there. Boy,
that
natural.
Made me feel
too.
special.
Nobody makes you feel more special than Mr. Ty 2 Fly himself.
Let's
get it down to the young prof.
Go out and grab them. It's a literal father-son catch. The first dad to grab both kids is the winner. Kids, are we ready? Then you get a head start on your mark. Get set, go, boys, go. All right, go. There go the kids. Get ready, dads. Hope you're warmed up. Hope you're feeling it. Go, dads, go. There they go. There go the boys. They are out. All right, the big kids have strong leads. Mike is running fast. He has no shoes on, but he's got tremendous grip. Oh, they are breaking ankles. Oh, he's twerking in the outfield. He's twerking in the outfield. I have never seen a game of father-son catch quite like this. Oh, he's taunting his dad. What a wild night here in Banana Land. All right, we each have one kid, and they are working really hard to catch the bigger, faster kid. John has got him. John is the winner, but let's give it up for all of our contestants and the twerking children in father-son catch.
Thank you very much, Mr. Young Professor, sir. A little spill at the end of the father-son catch. Looks like nobody's any worse for wear. Strong reaction from the Fenway South faithful. It's just fun to watch people fall down, as long as no one's hurt. It's one of the best things you could see in the world.
Yeah, I'm still petitioning that we be a part of a father-son catch in some capacity.
We borrow somebody else's kids? Who are we catching?
Well, I imagine that I have to catch you or vice versa.
Oh, okay, cool. Hot shot down the line. Yanked just a bit foul by Robert Anthony Cruz.
I know we want to challenge each other.
Yes, we do. We live to challenge each other, much like Ty and Hosley do. 4-5-6 for the Bananas here. Second straight inning. They just need 1 run to win the frame. That is a gnarly changeup from Delano. It's Rack swinging. Got him looking first time.
We've seen how successful Cruz has been at the plate. Sometimes when you feel like you're in a groove, you're getting a lot of extra base hits, your swing gets a little long. And what you saw on that swing and a miss on Delano's changeup, a very long swing from Robert Anthony Cruz.
And set up perfectly by the fastball he used for a called strikeout back in the first inning on Rack. Delano, incensed that he threw such an uncompetitive 1-0 pitch. Now the count is 3-0. Alexiadis earned himself a sprint his first time, swinging 3-0. He's got the oomph to end the inning in one fell swoop.
That was a swing to do damage. It was one where hopefully it comes with enough power that with the Party Animals outfielder shifted in for the ball four sprint, could have gotten one way over their heads and had 2 or 3 bases.
Delano has worked it back to a full count, and Reese ends up earning his second sprint of the game. So the inning-winning run is aboard. Alexiadis did come around to score back in that 3-run first.
And what the Party Animals opted to do, seeing Alexiadis earn another ball four sprint, They were much quicker on their defense this time around. They did not want to see him getting in scoring position once again.
It was that two-base sprint that set up the two-out, two-run single from this man, Jackson Olsen, that tied that first inning. There goes Reese. Jackie swinging into the stands. Not caught by the fans. Haven't seen Reese swipe a bag yet here in year 2, but he was 12 for 13 in his attempts across his rookie campaign last year. This one chapped us, between the legs. Swan was thinking about wheeling and firing to second. Ends up Bill Bucknering it. Here comes Bill Leroy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get those hands together. Now coming from the first base bleachers, an 8-year banana, the Prince of Banana Land, a spelling bee champion, the most entertaining catcher in the world, myself, Bill Leroy.
Nobody can introduce Bill Leroy like Bill Leroy. There's a reason why Josh has a shirt of the guy introducing himself on right now.
And nobody arguably bats better after having a big moment in the crowd than Bill Leroy. We saw a couple big hits in Gwinnett County, Indianapolis, even in Savannah, Georgia.
Right.
Now Bill looking to come through here in Fort Myers as checks his swing, but Vincent Chapman says he went around.
Another sticky situation for Delano caused by his defense. They have not been kind to him tonight. Trick play missed in the first inning is the only reason why the Party Animals don't lead this game 1-0. One gets the bottom of the zone. Ball and 2 strikes here on Leroy. Of course, the error there on Swan could have ended up being an inning-ending double play. Instead, the inning-winning run on third. This one tapped foul. Soft contact from Bill his first time. Ended up legging out an infield single. Another 1-2. There goes Olsen. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Cosgrove. Jackie will steal second, but that's a huge second out for the Animals.
It puts Garrett Delano one step closer to escaping trouble. Yet again, he's been walking on a metaphorical tightrope all night. We saw him escape the jam in the first inning by getting a punch out of Hosley. He looks at strike one. Nice bender.
Peter just misses the inside corner. Evens up the count. As Maceo pulls off his signature Miley Cyrus wrecking ball dance. Crowd going crazy for that. Hoping to go crazy for the Bananas walk-off here in the third. Delano's 1 strike away from escaping. Already has 4 Ks through 2 2/3. This one lifted high to left towards foul territory. Acuff and company all run out of room. Not snagged by the fans, so another life here for Haas.
Saw a couple hands go up in the Party Animals dugout, hoping that the people here in jet blue had bailed them out of an inning. Delano's battle with Hosley continues.
Another 1-2. Just misses once again. Garrett not thrilled with the call. Remember, 4 balls to Hosley here, loses the inning for the Party Animals. There for Cosgrove. It's a multi-sport athlete.
That is new.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a catcher in Banana Ball do that.
Did see Bill Leroy punt Jake Scholl's helmet in Glendale last weekend. Something with those catchers. What a take there by Hosley. Doesn't bite on the curve. Now Delano a ball away from losing the inning.
It is a second 8-pitch battle between Hosley and Delano, and it goes in favor of the Bananas third baseman. At long last, Savannah Bananas claim the first point in Fort Myers and jump out to the lead.
Well, they've had the inning-winning run 90 feet away in the first 2 innings. They finally cash in the third and celebrate with a little saxophone boogie there over by their dugout. And with a 1-0 lead now, heading to the 4th inning, we'll toss it down to the field to Jolie Chabala for our Bananas Foster Family of the Night.
Across the United States, there are over 400,000 children and teens in foster care without a permanent home. To raise awareness and support this community, we created Bananas Foster, the official nonprofit of Banana Ball. Our organization is dedicated to celebrating the foster care community while educating and inspiring others to get involved. Tonight we are celebrating Doug and Amy. Doug was in and out of the foster care system for 12 years until he aged out at age 18. Though his time in foster care was negative, he did connect with his foster families through the love of food. Doug and Amy own a local restaurant right here that supports and advocates for children and teens in foster care. This restaurant has helped thousands of children and has raised over $1 million to the local foster care community in Florida. Fans, please help us celebrate Doug and Amy for making a difference right here in the Florida foster care community.
Shout out to Doug and Amy. Pretty amazing stuff that we've been able to do with the restaurant here, raising over $1 million for the foster care community here in Florida. It's awesome stuff and a beautiful sight, as always, to see the group hug between both squads. Now they will go back to being enemies for the rest of the night. Misnick out for a 4th inning of work. It was a bumpy first inning. Ended up allowing 3 runs, but his offense picked him up, did not give up the point, and he's tossed 2 scoreless since then.
Yeah, he's starting to find his groove, only allowing 1 sprint over the past 2 innings. And after throwing 26 pitches in that first frame, he's combined for 29 across the last 2, and unsurprisingly, much lower minutes per inning times on the mound. 2 minute and 30 seconds second, and 4 minutes and 7 seconds in the third.
The pride of St. Louis, Missouri sets his sights on the kid out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Chase Acuff steps in. Struck the ball well his first time, ended up in the glove of Meadows in center. Now we pause the action to dust off home plate. And Vincent Chapman hurls his mask really all the way to the backstop. And he dances, and he splits. And the people go crazy.
A Valentine's Day dance to the crowd from Vincent Chapman, who just leapfrogged Bill Leroy. That was not a graceful leapfrog.
My milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard for Valentine's Day for Vincent Chapman.
He was just about to go into I Will Always Love You. Decided, I think that's too cliche for today.
always keeps us on our toes. Acuff, Bloomer, and Cosgrove here in the fourth. Chase tied with Jake Skoll for the tour lead at 10 hits apiece. Tied with Bloomer, who sits in the on-deck circle with his 8 runs scored for the team lead. See Noah Nisnik, a lot of trick pitch strikeout attempts tonight. Yet to nab his second trick play of the year on it. That one's barreled foul.
Speaking of barrels from Chase Acuff, mentioned 10 hits. Only one of his outs this season have been ground outs. He has been elevating just about everything. It's a really good sign that he's seeing the ball pretty well at the plate. Some of those flyouts, honestly, line outs for Acuff.
Payoff pitch. That one on the ground and grabbed by Cox, but not a chance in the world to grab Chase, who extends his tour lead and hits to 11. Good battle. Chase comes out on top, and Bryson Bloomer steps in. An RBI ball four sprint his first time. This one out of the stadium. Make it 2-1 on the Boomer. That one kicks away. Bryson's going to steal first base as Acuff advances to second in front of him. That's his tour leading 5th steal of the year. First time he's nabbed first.
I mean, that's probably the most underrated aspect of Bryson Bloomer's 2025 tour right now. He's the outright leader now in stolen bases on this year's tour.
Yeah, tough night for Skoll. He came in tied with Acuff for the tour lead in hits, Bloomer in steals. They have both separated themselves from him.
And you see Bloomer with a little microphone clipped to his jersey. Might see some content of what it's like to steal first base as the Bananas turn 2. You get the glove flip from Ryan Cox trick play. And now 2 outs, Nisnik possibly about to escape trouble.
Here comes Basetta. Mondo, the first ever entirely Spanish walk-up in Banana Ball history. Shout out Bad Bunny. That's a pretty new song right there. 2025 release, well, Tito. Chance for the fans here. They don't grab it. It's awesome to have a pair of fluent Spanish speakers on the Party Animals this year, Armando Becerra and Sal Jacobo. Big front door bender, Nisnik out in front.
Gorgeous pitch from Noah Nisnik. We'll see if he tries to go to the heat, and he does. Swing and a miss, speeding up that bat on Armando Becerra, and a big reaction from Noah Nisnik coming off the mound, capped off with some dance moves as well.
That's strikeout number 3 on the night for Niz, who has settled in wonderfully after the 3-run first inning. Another look at the K. That's set up perfectly after the big front door curveball. And then how about the twin killing? Ryan Cox. 2 trick plays. He only gets 1 on the play. What a job. Between the legs, he fielded it in the flip with the glove behind the back.
And let's not forget that after the double play, you've got the guys bringing the boom on the field with the celebration.
And you get to see Jesse Cole and company hey babying here in JetBlue Park. I just can't get over this place. It's one of my favorite venues that Banana Ball has been to. Look at the Bananas up on top of the nearly 42-foot version of the Green Monster they have here in Fenway South. About 128 seats on top of the Monster. There's over 250 seats in the middle of the Monster. Not sure if you can tell the broadcast, but there's a netting in front of them. If the ball bounces off the net, it is in play. You've got to clear the entire 41 feet and 11 inches of the Monster to get a dinger to left here.
Well, when you mimic the dimensions of Fenway Park, what that also means is that this ballpark has the same intimacy as what you see up in Boston. I mean, you got the fans packed in close to one another, really enjoying themselves right now during Hey Baby. It's such a cool scene.
You bet, and 28,000 less seats, so it's much more intimate when it comes to that experience as well. It just cracks me up, this place. I love it. I really do. There's something about seeing Fenway Park with palm trees, the bleachers they have out in right center here. You can't replicate the Boston climate. I mean, it's 75 degrees, humid as can be.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I know you
I'm going to say it.
Well, I'll take it for February 14th. I'd rather, since we've got the windows wide open in the booth. It's definitely much more comfortable here than in Fenway. It's going to be 9, 10, and 1 for the Nanners here. Corral Prime, Ryan Cox, and then D.R. Meadows at the top. Ball and a strike here on the former Colorado Rockies minor leaguer. Prime popped into a double trick play his first time, Baber to Swan. There's a pair of Florida boys on the right side of the Party Animals infield. In fact, all of them from the Sunshine State, except for Grayson Bloomer holding down the hot corner. A Lexington, Kentucky native, and he gets his name called between the legs across the diamond in time. Picks up the trick play for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, that'll make Bryson Bloomer feel a lot better. Adding a little juice at the end of the play as well. Very smooth transition as he got the roller from Prime. And close to almost hitting that third base bag as well. A great strike across the diamond. Now Ryan Cox up to bat.
He rolls it over to Baber, who's going to field it between the legs. Bounce behind the back to the bare hand. Derek Ginger pulling out all the tricks for the second out.
And all of a sudden, this Party Animals defense playing lights out in the bottom of the 4th. It starts with Bloomer. Now you look at Dustin Baber over the shoulder with a bounce. And Ryan Cox probably knew that one was going to wind up some kind of trick play.
Yeah, that is trick play plusage right there from Baber. Here in his 4th World Tour, just like Coxie. DR back up the middle. Make him 2 for 3 on the night. The batting average north of 500. It's now 9 for 16 on the year. Great speed on first as well. He hasn't been caught any of his 3 stolen base attempts so far this year. It's the dangerous Dan Oberst. Singled his last time. Right back up the middle, Hampton attacking, has to play it on a hop. Smart play there by Reese. Don't think he would have been able to nab it on a dive, and if he came up empty and that ball gets behind him, that's the end of the inning.
Yeah, that's a really wise decision. Hampton probably selfishly would love to come away with a web gem that ends the inning for Garrett Delano, but not if it risks the Bananas jumping out to a multi-point edge so early tonight in Fort Myers.
So now Eric Jones Jr. with the inning-winning run on second base. Ahead of ball and no strikes. Reached on a sprint his first time, grounded into an inning-ending double play. It got Delano out of a bases-loaded one-out jam in the second. Bloomer making the call here. He'll grab it. No funny business. Outs at a premium. And a good job by Delano to escape. Still just a 1-0 lead for the Bananas. Let's send it down to Jesse.
As we know, Valentine's night, and you've heard the all saying that love is blind. Well, this is the ultimate test for that, because we want to see if it's not just about looks, it's about the connection they have. So we have 3 couples. They've all been married 3 years, 7 years, and 10 years, and we're going to test to see how well they are connected with their wives, because they are going to be blindfolded. They're going to do dizzy bat, and they're going to be the first one to get into a big hug with their wife. This could be dangerous. All right, couples, are we ready? Gentlemen, heads on the bats. On your mark, get set, go. All right, we're at 1. We're at 2. 2.5. Look at the speed. 3. It looks like Chris is going fast. And we go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go! Go get your wife! Go get your wife! She's calling for you! Look at this! Hopefully they get close to their connection. You gotta find... Wait, we got a winner right there! We got a winner with our couple, Kelsey. All right, let's hear it. And they found out that love is in fact blind, and one couple is truly struggling here on Valentine's Day.
A fun one there. Thank you very much, Jesse. Let's set our sights now on Kyle Perry, who's off to a fine start to his young banana ball career.
4th appearance in 2025, and there's been a lot to like from Kyle Perry. 3 strikeouts, only 1 sprint allowed. Worked himself out of a bases-loaded jam in the 5th inning last Saturday. He has a 4-minute and 7-second average MPI, which is the best mark among Bananas relievers so far.
His last outing in Glendale, an inning and 2/3, no earned runs. Give up a couple hits, hit a batter, give up a ball for a sprint, did an excellent job of, as you mentioned, stranding those guys on base. Picked up a couple huge strikeouts along the way. He's got our Dunkin' Donut batter. Okay, shoot your shot, Split. If Bieber strikes out, full capacity crowd, it's free donuts courtesy of Dunkin'. Rounded out his first time singles here. Excellent piece of hitting. Not trying to do too much, taking what Perry gave him. He's aboard to start the 5th.
Opposite field knock, and Dustin Bieber with an emphatic celebration at first base. I do not think that he was too pleased about being the donut batter tonight.
Somebody's got to get the job. Back in his home state, a little added pressure. It's good fun. Here's the Jacksonville kid, Jason Swan. Popped out his first time. It's pretty fascinating, the Bananas going from Nisnik to Perry, because they have identical arsenals. They're both 6-foot lefties, high 80s with the gas, changeup and a curveball. That one plunks Swan. And he's going to do a little shuffle before he jogs on down to first. Guy just keeps on reaching one way or the other.
Going back to Kyle Perry, the Bananas, I think, just opting to use him so early because they trust in what they've seen from him so far. Tyler Gillum and Adam Byron both told me before we even watched him pitch this season that he was going to be one of the more consistent strike throwers in 2025. He's done a pretty good job of holding up on that, but obviously a hit by pitch after an 0-2 count is not ideal.
Now we're back at the top of the order. Fastball just misses down and in. Ball and a strike on Reese Hampton. Rolls that one foul. Gets to swing it from his natural right side. 12th round draft pick by the Tigers back in 2018. Get a quick look at Mark Smith. Pinch running for Bieber out at second. Party Animals designated runner. This one's lifted foul territory. Leroy in pursuit. He'll grab it for a big first out.
Respect to Bill Leroy, because the entire time he was sizing up that banana ball, he was keeping his right hand at the ready to possibly come away with a barehanded snag. I think the only thing might have kept him from a trick play is the fact that Perry has 2 men on base right now. Bill also may have had a little trouble with that ball in the lights here in JetBlue Park.
You don't want to give Reese Hampton too many extra lives at the plate. How about Mark Smith? There's his first career stolen base in Banana Ball. Guy who went 33 for 35 in his stolen base attempts at Salem State last spring. He gets to third, and that's mighty important because this one barreled to Meadows. He'll fire home, but not close to in time to nab Mark Smith. And Noah Fisher's got to be really happy about the stolen base a pitch before. And let's take a trip back to the halftime show. The Animals joining in, announcing themselves, their team Kendrick. Jake Skoll ahead 1-0 now. Great job of situational hitting there by Fisher. What an opportune time for Mark Smith to swipe his first bag as Skoll's got his first knock of the night.
That extends the 6-game now hit streak for Jake Skoll. Now the next step, trying to extend a multi-hit streak.
And here comes Tanner Thomas. And here comes Sharon. She's made it onto the field. Moment. I'm sure this is the last thing Sharon was expecting tonight when she was on her way to a Banana Ball game. She's dancing with Tanner Thomas and being dipped at home plate. Come on
now. He's a heartthrob. You know, sometimes he's got that bad boy type to him, but I mean, deep down, he's a sweetheart, too.
Can't argue against that.
Tender Thomas. That's what I like to call
Thomas.
him.
That's good. After the images you just saw, I don't know who can say otherwise. See how tender Tanner is against Kyle Perry here. 2-run single in the first inning. Struck out his last time against Nisnik. Great take on the sharp bender down and out of the zone. This one lifted high, foul territory. Denny Hosley running out of room, and he ends up in the dugout. Ball ends up on top of it. Hope Hosley's okay. He's ended up in the stands. Now he's ended up in the dugout tonight. He's had an eventful evening in foul territory.
A lot of adventurous routes, but when the Bananas wind up playing the Firefighters in Fenway later, this probably won't be a problem at all for Danny Do-It-All.
Yeah, little less foul territory. One of the only differences between JetBlue Park and Fenway. Big 2-2. Another great take by Tanner. He's taken off. How about Tanner Thomas? That's his second steal of first. Just 6 games into this tour.
He led the World Tour a year ago with 6, tied for the single season record. Now he is back atop a tie at the leaderboard with DR Meadows of the Bananas.
A 1 count here on Chase Acuff. Bags are juiced. 2 outs. 1 run is already in. Perry gets to go back to the windup. Nice pitch right at the bottom of the zone. Acuff, not the biggest fan of the call. Perry 1 strike away from escaping. 2 balls, 2 strikes. that grab! Danny Hosley scoops it up, flips to Olsen in time, and Perry escapes with only 1 run coming home.
Professional play. Danny Hosley knew relatively where to play Chase Acuff, a man who was always prone to pulling it towards that third base bag. Great pick. And waiting patiently for Olsen to get to that second base bag before throwing it softly over.
And what a moment we have here. You get to see Blake Benson make his much-awaited Banana Ball debut. He is hailed as potentially a game breaker out on the mound, a guy who's been dancing competitively since he was 5 years old. Absolutely blew our minds in the prime season. Ended up pulling his groin just before opening day, so had to take the first 2 weekends off. And now the kid out of Springdale, Arkansas takes center stage.
This is one of the debuts we have all been waiting for. Man who's been dancing all his life. Had to learn how to do a handstand, backflip, pin drop, and the thread while pitching. And he's looked like a guy who can challenge Brett Helton and Drew Gillespie for the quickest pitcher on the Party Animals this year. How about this bold prediction? Benson could possibly be the most entertaining pitcher in 2025.
It looks like he might have a little entertainment for us ahead of his debut. What do you got, Blake? Beautiful moment there between Blake Benson and Kyle Jackson, who's pinch hitting here for Robert Anthony Cruz. The first pitch of Benson's Banana Ball career is a strike. And here comes the antics. And there's strike number 2. Look out, the Blake Benson era has begun. Backflip, the 0-2, front door bender. It is smoked out to right center. Jake Skoll has it on the run. What are we watching?
This is exactly what we were talking about. Benson has so many different trick pitches in his arsenal. And what's more, you saw 2 different pitches that were across the zone for strikes. You get a look at this backflip, and Benson went off speed to KJ Jackson. Not a fastball, off speed.
Not just off speed, it was a beautiful front door curve. He's got 6 traditional baseball pitches in his arsenal. As this one is knifed into right field. Alexiadis on his horse. Boy, it really had to step on the gas as Skoll threw to try and nab him. And now the throw from Cosgrove in time. What a backup job by Andy. He is making a habit of nabbing Nanners, trying to grab extra bases.
It's the second time that he's done that this season. We saw it on opening night. And Cosgrove, once again, is able to gun down Super Reese. A little bit of a high throw for Chase Acuff, but positioned perfectly to nab Alexiadis, trying to go to the outside portion of the base.
What a crazy windup for Benson. 1-0 count here on Jackson Olsen. Make it 2-0. Benson will throw a fastball, sinker, changeup, slider, curveball, and once in a while a knuckleball. As this one is foul. Bloomer gave it a good chase, never had a shot. Blake feeling it. Boy, Jackie jumped out of the way. That thing nearly came back and got the zone. 3-1 count, though. And this one rolled over to Baber. Bounced between the legs, back to the glove, just in time to grab Jackie. 3 up, 3 down to kick off the incredible debut here for Blake Benson.
And in his banana ball debut, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. His minutes per inning time as you get one more look at Dustin Baber's nifty play.
Another great trick play from Baber to cap it. And we honor all the service members, both past and present, here in JetBlue Park, and are honored to be welcomed into the broadcast by the man in the yellow tux, Jesse Cole. This is such a beautiful venue for banana ball. The energy has been amazing here tonight. What's it been like for you down on the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be back here in Fort Myers. You know, obviously Fenway South to be a part of this, and, you know, big Fenway guy to see this. But, you know, I'll tell you, it's a crazy night here, because when we see that the rotten banana kicked off the night, it set us up for a different kind of night. And I'll tell you, this has been a night that showed us we got a lot of work to do. We have very high standards for banana ball. The players have high standards. The coaches have high standards. I have high standards. And we got to get better. You know, too many ball four sprints. The game is not as clean as we can. I know we're early in the season, but we got a lot of work to do. And I think these guys work so hard every single day on the rehearsals and the production and the trick plays. And I hope everyone knows that, like, we're just getting started, because, you know, this game can be a great game, but we need balls in play, we need contact, and we need things fast. And hopefully we continue to get better.
Now, Jesse, our big question for you, it is Valentine's Day after all. We would love to know, who is your Valentine this year?
You know how much I love my wife, Em. We started this 9 years ago, and it's been a challenge. I love her to death, and you know, I love this group and love everything we do. So that's the serious question, but hey, we got to get back to work. We got to get better, high standards. We're going to keep it going, finish strong here.
No doubt, and we love you too, Jesse. Thank you so much, man. We say goodbye to Jesse. We say hello again to Kyle Perry. As Bryson Bloomer steps in, Andy Cosgrove and Armando Brissett are ready to swing it behind him. It's going to be a tough play. Cox attacking between the legs. Just in time. Wow. I don't know how he pulled off a trick play on that one. I thought it was going to be tough enough to get Bloomer going the traditional way. And we're going to have a challenge from the Party Animals on the out call at first base from Seth Markham. Cox seems worried.
Yep, you see the glove on the head. Cox hoping that the stretch from Eric Jones Jr. was enough to preserve his trick play. As we take a look back.
Excellent work, control room. That's safe. It looks like to me. We'll get a few more looks. Ooh. Tough to tell. It's when does the ball get to the back of the glove. It has to be clearly in the glove versus when that foot touches the base. Boy, that is bang, bang. Holy moly. Oh, wow. Looks like they're both pretty much happening at the exact same time.
And I believe if that's the case, you can't overturn what the call on the field is.
Yeah, you really, I'm not sure. It looks like this angle, maybe if we have the right frame. Okay, we've got 10 seconds left. Oh boy. That's really something.
I think the call stands.
Your attention, please. After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. I think if I was on the field, I would have certainly, of course, with just looking at the play back, like they both arrived at just about the exact same time, which you would rule safe, but really need overwhelming evidence to overturn a call on the field. How about Andy Cosgrove, high and deep to left. Robert Anthony Cruz behind the back on the warning track. Boy, a moon scraper turns into a sweet trick play.
Now all of a sudden, 7 in the ball game for the Savannah Bananas, and we've gotten 2 of the best here in the 6th inning. It starts with Cox. Now you get a look at Cruz behind the back.
Armando Becerra off to the races. He's got the wheels. Steals first base. Boy, what's in the air tonight? It's the 3rd steal of first.
Well, this kind of goes back to what Jesse mentioned in our interview. He talked about the ball four sprints, but guys just aren't finding the zone. There's been quite a few errant pitches. That's why you've seen 3 steals of first as well. So obviously a lot of improvement still needs to be done for the arms. Fortunately, Blake Benson's been a bright spot for the Animals.
Dustin Baber downs a beer. He's got a man on first base. Once again, our Dunkin' Donut batter tonight. So if he strikes out, everybody here gets a free sweet treat. Channeled the energy from the donut chants in the crowd his last time to line a single into right. That is a gnarly bender to the back foot from Perry. And this one lifted to center, D.R. Meadows. What do you have for us, my friend? A backflip catch, you bet! Nails it, rips the gritty, and it's a scoreless 6th inning from Kyle Perry.
2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock for Kyle Perry. And D.R. Meadows caps off a 3 trick play inning for the Bananas. Now it's time for the Bananas to go to the player dance.
On the board for Maceo, Ty, KJ, and Andy. And now coming in to pitch, Nate Tellier. And it's pretty poetic. This is a guy who spent 4 years in the Boston Red Sox minor league organization. Really talented prospect. And got to spend a few spring trainings here as well as time in the Florida Complex League. Now he gets to pitch here as a party animal.
And playing in this ballpark in 2021 and 2022, Tellier wound up with only 11 walks allowed and 41 strikeouts while playing with that Florida Complex League Red Sox team.
It's Bill Leroy, Danny Hosley, and Carell Prime due to swing it against the kid out of Attleboro, Massachusetts. He's got an overpowering fastball on display right there. Working a cutter, sweeper, and split changeup as well.
You see that fastball so dominant because Tellier just puts parts of his entire body into his delivery as the count has quickly run full against Bill Leroy.
Power on power right there, fouled straight back. Tellier having a blast out there for his part, doing a lot of dancing in between offerings. One out of the ballpark. and 8th pitch from Tellier to Leroy.
It's got to be fun for Tellier to be following Blake Benson, another Party Animals rookie, considering we've seen this right-hander for the Party Animals trying his fair share of trick pitches, opts not to on the payoff, and his pitch will sail high as Leroy will only take one base on the ball for sprint.
Bill 1 for 2 on the night, on base for the second time. And here comes Alex Ziegler in a pretty big spot. Pinch hitting for Danny Hosley. And the game tied at 1 point apiece. Here comes our bat tricking extraordinaire as Malachi Mitchell takes over for Leroy at first base. 1-0 count. Here comes our 6-2-2. That's a good one. And that one yanked just a bit down and out. 2-0 count here on Ziggy. Wow, what a pick by Swan at first base. Saved a disaster. Look at Flash. Those 10 runs scored, leading the tour. Ziggy fouls it out of the premises. Ziegler in his 4th World Tour. That's gnarly pitch. Gas right on the outside corner.
And if I'm Tellier, I'm going right back to that heater, testing Ziegler to see if his bat can speed up.
Barrel! Alex Ziegler! Nice play by Noah Fisher to knock the ball down. Keeps Flash at second base. That's a big play by Fish in left. That was a laser beam off the bat of the Zigster and pulling off the prime Selly at first.
Well, he indeed opted to challenge Ziegler. Bananas bat trickster coming off the bench made the 2-strike adjustment. A rope into left field, and Prime trying to follow with what could possibly be walk-off number 3 for him this season.
Cutter just misses. Ball and a strike here on Correll Prime. Sounds like a broken bat. Jason Swan trying to get a big out, and that one ends up bouncing off the netting. Correll Prime does need a new weapon. We'll get it from Dan Oberst. Part of what makes Tellier so tough is he's not just throwing 92 to 94, touching 96. He hides the ball for so long. It's that late release. The little front door slider backs up on him there. Does not get the call once again. Not enthused. He's not getting a punch out of Prime. Malachi stole third, so now the Party Animals infield has to come in. And Tellier 1 ball away from losing the inning. The 3-2. Lined into left, that'll end it. Correll Prime with his 3rd walk-off of the tour. And Ty Jackson and company coming out to join Malachi at home plate as the Nanners are back out in front. A little extra celebrating. All right, that seems like it's the end of that celebration. Ah, Flash. He's not done yet. All right, there's the big finish. Congratulations to the Nanners. They lead 2-1, and we're gonna add a little more to it. All right, guys, this is a sport on a timer. Get 2 hours to complete our ball game, so I think that should be it. All right, let's get it down to Jesse Cole.
Fans, we are spreading the love here in Fort Myers, and we have 3 couples. And you know, in Banana Ball, we're going to combine the 2. One of the greatest plays in Banana Ball is when you can steal first base. So we're going to do that here tonight with 3 couples, and they're going to try to steal first base with the best kiss, a little old-fashioned kiss-off. But let's meet our couples. Your name?
Haley.
Corbin.
And how long have you guys been married?
6 months.
6 months. Next couple? Ryan.
Kristen.
And how long have you been married? 15 years. And finally?
Jan.
And? Dick. And how long have you guys been married?
61 years.
61 years. All right, the name of the game is they got to go all the way to first kissing, and you're going to judge who stole first the best way. Couples, on your mark, get set, go. And here they go. Kristen and Ryan off to a good head start. And Haley and Corbin going. And what is Dick and Jen? They are still going. That couple's going. And Dick and Jen are still going for it. What is happening? 61 years. They're not even going towards first base. They're keeping it home. What is, guys? All right, enough. All right, I think they're good. Fans, let's judge. They actually did not play the game at all, but they're still kissing hard. Is it our first couple 6 months? Is it our second couple that's 15 years? Or is it Dick and Jan, 61 years? Let's hear it for our amazing couple. I don't know if they stole first base, but they did something here.
Love is in the air here on a special Banana Land edition of Valentine's Day as Austin Krusminski takes over on the mound for the Nanners as we head to the 7th.
Well, Krem took the loss in showdowns on night 1 in Glendale, then rebounded with the win the very next night. Now the former Angels and Cubs minor leaguer hasn't exactly started 2025 sharp. He is looking to lower his 5-minute and 23-second average MPI so far.
Hit a batter, gave up a ball 4 sprint his last time out, but it was in a scoreless inning, so you can't complain with the result. Jason Swan continues his excellent start to year number 3 in Banana Land. He's 1 for 2 on the night, aboard for the second time after he was plunked a couple innings ago.
This is where things get tricky for Krem. He just faced the 10-hole hitter in Jason Swan, who's great leading off innings. Now has to face the top of this order. We saw Hampton and Skull do some damage against him on opening night in Mesa.
Hampton turns around to hit from the left side for the first time tonight. From the right side of the dish, 1 for 3. There are former minor leaguers dueling it out here in Fenway South as Rack gives it a good look, but into the stands and not caught by the fans. We're on a serious foul out to fan slump. We have not seen one since the second game of the tour, all the way back in Mesa. I mean, the Glendale series was legendary for so many reasons. Somehow, fan never came away with a catch on a foul ball.
And you just gotta hope that the folks here in JetBlue Park aren't putting too much pressure on themselves, knowing that this streak is active.
Right. Fastball just misses from Krusminski. 4-seamer, similar to Tellier. He's in the low to mid-90s. Working a circle change and a slider as well. Vincent Chapman called that a strike? Oh my goodness. Well, that's not usually a pitch that Vincent calls a strike. That looked down and away. He's usually pretty tight at the bottom of the zone, but that's another look at it here. Ooh, yeah. Nobody's perfect. It's a very tough job back there, but that's a tough break for Hampton. Bat taken out of his hands. Swan was taken off for a second. He stumbles, though. And will hang out at first as Noah Fisher's ahead in the count. One hit well to center. DR Meadows on his horse, leaping, tumbling. Oh, the Doctor flipping through the air, coming away with a fine snag.
And it looks like he's attacking the ball the standard way before going into a cartwheel. Wow!
Well, we get another look at what somehow was turned into a trick play out for the Doctor. Don't ask me how. The second of the ball game, Jesse Cole was announcing that Dakota Stilts Albritton is taking over for the Chris Monster. Stilts had an ugly outing his first time this year, has bounced back and has looked like his old excellent self ever since.
3 straight scoreless outings since allowing 3 earned runs on opening night. And he happened to throw his first full inning since April 29th, 2023 last weekend as well, that was completed in 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
His only other full inning was completed in 4 minutes and 20 seconds, which also was really not bad in the big scheme of things. But 216 is lightning.
206.
206. I bite my tongue. Well, ball and no strikes here on Jake Skull. What a matchup. Former first-round draft pick against the tallest athlete in the world. And that's a great piece of hitting. Does not try to do too much. Sends it almost all the way to the Monster. Jump throw from Rack. Relay from Cox. Going to be thrown behind Swan, who gets back to third in time. Well, that was a killer job by Cruz in the corner to prevent Swan from scoring from first. We've got a fan challenge. It's got to be on if Swan was safe going back to third base or not. Looked safe by a mile to the naked eye, but we've got a minute to take a look at the best angles that we have here in the BTV world. And we'll get a gander right now. Yeah, that's, no, he's safe. He's safe. Should have made that call from Savannah. All right, folks, let's keep it moving. Vincent Chapman making the call to everybody here in the stadium.
Is confirmed. Now batting number...
Sorry, guy. I mean, you gotta use it or you lose it.
It's exactly what we said early in the show in Banana Ball Basics.
Right.
You don't want to go home with that challenge not popped.
Correct. And you don't know if you're going to get a closer play for the rest of the ballgame. You're certainly not guaranteed it. This one off the end of the bat of Tanner Thomas. Meadows coming in, will tap it up and take it home. Second trick play of the inning, third of the night for the Doctor. And Stilts gets the job done after the 2-out double from Skull. Another look at the third trick play of the night. 13th of the tour for DR in as many tries. He has revved it up in his third campaign in Banana Land, and we have a special guest in the booth. None other than the fartiest man in the world himself, and he has something for us. Farty, what did you bring us? It says roses are red, violets are blue. I want to fart on you. That is so Farty. That is so kind, man. Thank you, man.
Now mine says that Farty is stealing hearts and ripping farts. Happy Valentine's Day. You are ripping farts, Farty.
Yeah.
And they don't smell awful. I should note that. By the way, these shorts are impeccable.
Yeah,
Where'd you get
nice.
these things?
Nice. Oh,
internet.
the internet.
Yeah. Man,
you can get anything
online
on
shopping.
there.
You get those like Black Friday deal or something.
All right. See. We'll kick the pregame off at least 15 minutes beforehand. At a minimum. That's a minimum, Farty. We really appreciate you. Yeah, this is... Sly son of a gun. All right, we're back to the action. Farty, you have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence.
We love
up
you,
here.
Farty. Happy Valentine's Day.
We do love you. That was very kind. Ryan Cox fouls this one off. Onto the roof. Brady Keiss has taken over on the bump. So a new reliever for a third straight inning for the Party Animals. Benson Tellier, and now the kid out of Milwaukee. As Cox at the bottom, another foul ball, this time playable for the fans. Yes, but not caught. 10-1 and 2 for the Nanners, who are up by a point. And have Maceo Harrison coaching third. Ryan Cox. Oh my goodness. He has to hustle it out. Reese Hampton was playing awful shallow. It's hit number 2 on the night for the Glove Magician.
And Cox has fared very well against Brady Keiss early this season. The lefty-lefty matchup has not fazed him at all, as Ty Jackson, our mic'd up guest earlier in the broadcast, digs in the box, batting for DR Meadows.
A lot of movement on the fastball for Keiss. Makes it so tough to get a barrel on it. Ty pinch hitting here for DR. And fouls that one off himself. That is not comfortable. Andy Cosgrove going to take his time retrieving the ball. Give Ty a few seconds to compose himself. See what Keiss goes to here. Looking for the K. It's going to be fouled away. And a four-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup. He'll throw a plethora of heaters. This one chopped foul once again.
So far, Brady Keiss has thrown 6 complete innings for the Party Animals without allowing an earned run. They were raving about this guy a season ago. He didn't exactly have the results that he or his teammates were looking for. So far, it has been a different story in 2025. He has been utterly dominant.
Yeah, 6 innings, no runs. That's all you got to say. Enough said right there. He's been awesome. But Ty's been a tough cookie at the dish. Count runs full now. And he earns the sprint. What a battle by Ty Jackson. Cosgrove had trouble handling the ball, so Party Animals need to be smooth with it, going around all 7 guys behind the pitcher and catcher. Ty was only 3/4 of the way to second base and is able to win the race between him and Swanee back to the bag. So the inning-winning run 90 feet away. Party Animals have to bring the infield in against Dan Oberst, which is a terrifying prospect. There goes Ty, and he'll have to head back to first. Dan nearly lost control of the bat on a healthy hack. Oberst 2 for 3 on the night. And make it 3 for 4, back up the middle. And the Nanners extend their lead to 2 points as Oberst grabs his second walk-off of the tour.
It's back-to-back innings for the Bananas, where they record the walk-off before recording an out in the inning. Good work from Leroy, Ziggy Prime, Cox, Ty Jackson, and now Dan Oberst.
A lot of efficient offense from the Nanners. Let's get it down to our brand new host for a pregnant woman dance-off.
We're going to start down here with Kim. Kim, you've got 10 seconds to dance for 2. Get it, Kim! Push it real good. Oh! Still got it! All right, Maggie, show them what you got. Okay, family show, family-friendly show. Ma'am, please. Heather, show them what you got. That thing is going to slip out right here, right now.
5, 4,
all right.
3, 2, 1.
Your winner tonight at 36 weeks, Heather!
Thank you, Mr. Brosif, sir. By the way, in case you couldn't pick it up at home, the pregnant woman dance-off was To Push It by Salt and Peppa. That goes all the way back to the Gastonia Grizzlies days for Jesse Cole. How about Ryan Cox? He goes back to the Gastonia Grizzlies days as well. A former Grizzly getting trickable at short, taking care of his counterpart.
Yeah, Ryan Cox has done a lot on the diamond tonight. You got to look at what appeared to be his professor trick play that he brought to Banana Ball in Des Moines in 2023. And Bloomer, a man who made his Banana Ball debut with the Party Animals in 2023, has 2 bases against Zach Phillips.
Bloomer aboard for the 3rd time tonight. Party Animals need some offense here in the 8th. Less than 13 and a half minutes on the clock. So we should get to the 9th with time to spare, but you never know when the offense gets crazy. Innings can stretch. Peter just misses the inside corner. The battle between former minor leaguers here. And Philly, representing the Kansas City Royals, comes out victorious. As the former Rockies minor leaguer puts that ball away in foul territory. So 2 down, Bloomer still leading off second. And Armando Becerra steps in. Stole first his last time. Trying to bring home his 2022 Collegiate Bananas teammate. That's back up the middle. It could do it. DR's got a cannon. He's going to unleash it. No, he'll just fire it into second. Good jump. Good wheels from Bloomer. Extends his team lead in runs scored to 9.
Nice hitting from Armando Becerra. And the Party Animals are going to need that run to hold up, as Dustin Baber rifles this one out to the Green Monster here in Fenway South. Trying to score is Becerra, and he will. Some excellent 2-out hitting from Becerra, and now Baber. Party Animals with 2 runs in the 8th.
Man, Babes plays pepper with the Monster in left. Big 2-spot now from the Animals. Both pushed across with 2 down. Jason Swan trying to continue the tally as Mark Smith takes over for Baber at second base. He had the big steal of 3rd. Came around to score the run that Blake Benson then converted into a point in the 5th inning. Swanee 1 for 2 on the night, now with a 1-2 count. Get 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's ripped deep to left. Jason Swan. Fair ball. What's the call? It's a foul ball. Wow. Party Animals no longer have their challenge. The fans no longer have their challenge either. So that's not going to be overturned. We have a left field umpire, Jeremy Caldwell. I don't know how this is being challenged. No one's got a challenge, but the play's being challenged anyway. Sounds good to me. Hey, it's all made up and the points don't matter. All right, let's take a look at it. And another look. Oh boy. Tough to tell anyhow. They're coming back out. They finally figured out that the Party Animals didn't have a challenge to use, so
the Party
Ixnay on that one.
Used their challenge for tonight. No challenge.
Nice try. Ball was destroyed. Just respecting the barrel would have been nice to be able to overturn it, but instead Swan breaks his bat over to Prime at first, who wins the foot race, picks up a trick play, and limits the damage to 2 runs.
Still a massive inning for the Party Animals, a multi-run edge in the inning. We'll see if they can cut into the Bananas lead before the final inning of play.
Time to turn JetBlue
Turn
Park
on your
yellow.
flashlights all the way around the stadium. Phones and flashlights. And we are going to join in.
This will be a fun
and sing
sight
as
to
loud
see.
as we can. A little yellow. Here we go.
First time Banana Ball has made its way to Fort Myers, Florida. Spring training home of the Red Sox. By the dimensions, a perfect replica to Fenway. which our guys should be used to now after they got to make their Fenway debut 8th of last June. You get the full picture. Over 10,000 fans on hand. Picking up the 387th straight sold-out crowd in Banana Land. The 214th Banana Ball game ever played. It's coming down to the wire. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Here we go, here we go.
Bananas lead 3 points to 1. But the Animals plated 2 in the top of the 8th. And it looks like we'll be turning to the best man in the pen, Drew Gillespie, to try and make it hold. Put it into a 1-point game going to the 9th. Jesse Cole, great Banana Ball, great ballpark. It's gotta make you feel pretty special.
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go, Bananas!
Well, Kyle Lewicks showing off his ventriloquist powers. Heart of the order here for Gillespie. One of the best pitchers we have ever seen in our young sport. Has 3, 4, and 5. EJ, Rack, and Alexiadis.
But with 2 runs in the inning, not the tallest of tasks for Drew Gillespie with the lowest career earned run average in Banana Ball history. As long as he's pounding the zone, he's in good shape as Bryson Bloomer does his best impression of Ryan Cox's Professor Trick Play and comes away with another on his tally tonight. And that's some juice that's getting sprayed onto the grass in jet blue too.
That's a beauty. First time the Boomer has pulled off the Professor. And Gillespie pulls the string on Cruz. Nice changeup to start the plate appearance. Goes right back to it. He's ahead 0-2.
Ball four sprints have been the only issue for Drew Gillespie, like many other Banana Ball pitchers so far in 2025. But what he's done very well, inducing balls and outs on the ground. That was the 5th ground out of the season for Gillespie, the one that we just saw from Bloomer.
Right, and it's an aberration that Gillespie is struggling with sprints. Only 3 outings. This is now his 4th time on the mound this year. Shows off the gnarly bender he has in the arsenal. Breaks out the curveball, gets a big K.
And a night that Robert Anthony Cruz would like to forget is you get a look at the curveball from Gillespie. 3 strikeouts and 3 plate appearances tonight for Rack.
Delano got him twice. Now Gillespie gets him as a notch to the board, and Drew ahead 0-1 here on Dalton Malden is going to pitch for, golly, probably close to 100 feet from behind the mound. He thought he should have had a strike call on that. Doesn't get it from Vincent Chapman. He'll offer up another pitch from out there. And Dalton, hot shot. Good job, Acuff. 360 behind the back exchange over to first in time. Drew Gillespie, quick inning, 1, 2, 3. Party Animals are within a point.
2 minutes on the dot for Drew Gillespie. And 2 trick plays in the inning for the Party Animals as Acuff behind the back 360 spin. And a great throw to Swanee. Party Animals down just 1 going into the 9th.
Well, Banana Ball never disappoints. We've got a 1-point game going to the 9th, where, as you can see right here, every run scored counts as a point. We did it with about 5 minutes and change on the timer. That no longer matters. And if at the conclusion of our 9th and final inning here tonight, we are tied, we'll go to showdowns. We saw 4 rounds of showdowns last Thursday night in Glendale, tied the Banana Ball record. That was in a game that the Party Animals entered the 9th trailing by 2 points.
Well, with every run counting as a point in the 9th inning, that makes this the most imperative offensively, and if you're the man tasked with pitching on the mound. And for the Bananas tonight, that is Danny Do-It-All Hosley, who is 2 for 3 in save opportunities this season. Fortunately blew the save on night 1 in Glendale, but was able to rebound and secure a series win to end that series on night 3. And Look at the numbers a season ago. Hosley only 3 blown saves to his tally, and he's working on trying to put up a 3rd straight season of striking out 20% of batters or better.
And only 3 guys could say that last year. That was Hosley, Gillespie, and Ethan Skujay. It's the top of the order for the Party Animals. Exactly where they want to be in this situation. Down by a point. But they have Reese Hampton, Noah Fisher, and Jake Skoll to swing it. Hosley, of course, with his 3-pitch mix. Four-seam fastball, the Vulcan changeup, and the 12-6 curveball. Boy, it looks like he dropped down, slung that in sidearm. Don't see that very often from Haas. Ends up missing the zone. Doesn't get far enough away from Bill for Hampton to try and steal first.
I imagine he's just trying to change up something, especially with the amount of times already in these 2025 appearances that he's seen the likes of Hampton, Fisher, and Skoll.
Well, he's got to find the zone now. 3-0 pitch. He does not. Fastball misses, a pinch up. And Hampton on his horse is going to try and get 2 bases on the sprint. And it is not a clean exchange between Alexiadis and Cruz. The final 2 pieces of the puzzle in the sprint defense for the Bananas. Hampton shows off the wheels. That's a big 2 bases. He's in scoring position as the tying run.
Well, somewhere between Cruz and Alexiadis, or Meadows for that matter as well, one of the outfielders tried to rush the exchange. You see, it was Alexiadis trying to get the quick tip, and it winds up ricocheting the wrong way off of that glove.
Yeah, he never even got it to Rack. It was the only way they were going to get Reese Hampton, so really no harm, no foul. Had to risk it for the biscuit. That one smoked foul. No balls, 2 strikes on Noah Fisher. His sacrifice fly in the 5th. The reason why the Party Animals had the run support to claim their first point of the night. Excellent take there. Got the changeup, did not bite.
Fisher in his 2 plate appearances against Hosley has reached both times on a steal of first and a ball 4 sprint.
Hampton dancing off second. That one smoked foul again. Fish a little early, but finding good wood. Another 1-2. Fastball called strike 3. Pitcher's pitch. Scrapes the black of the plate. Big first out for the Nanners.
Excellent execution from Danny Hosley, going to the outside corner against the righty Fisher. And you could see a little bit of a bounce from Fish in that batter's box. Probably either disappointed at the call from Vincent Chapman or disappointed that he didn't offer some kind of defensive swing.
Maybe a little bit of both. Jake Skoll behind 0-1. Hosley drops the 12-6 curve in. And goes right after him with the heat. And Skoll, some choice words for himself after he didn't destroy that ball.
This is what makes Danny Hosley deadly on the pitcher's mound. Even after the leadoff ball 4 sprint, we've talked about his ability to rack up strikeouts. Got ahead 0-2 on Fisher. He's now ahead 0-2 on Skoll as he goes to the Vulcan changeup. And it is pulled foul.
Such a powerful, compact swing from Skoll. It was a single and double across his last 2 trips to the dish tonight. Bingo is on second. Bango's at the dish. This is must-watch entertainment right here. One of the best pitchers against one of the best hitters in banana ball history. Another 0-2. Skoll does not offer. That is a tough take. That one on the ground, gobbled up by Olsen, flips it under the leg, picks up the trick play as Hampton is 90 feet closer to home, but the Party Animals down to their final out. And it's going to be a rematch of the final plate appearance of Glendale. Tanner Thomas ended up striking out on a 3-2 fastball against Danny Hosley as the Nanners won the series.
It's a productive out for Jake Skull, but the Party Animals went out away from falling to the bananas yet again, and using that Olsen trick play. You hold your breath if you're Danny Hosley, hoping that nothing goes wrong with the transition or that throw under the legs. Everything clean and routine for Olsen. Now Hosley is a third straight batter where he's landed the first pitch strike.
This one through the hole, Tanner Thomas! Call him Captain Clutch! He does it again! We're tied at 3.
Now 2 for 4 against Danny Hosley in 2025. And it is a second straight series night 1, which Tanner has been the man handing Danny Hosley a blown save.
Yep, it was a 2-run blast last Thursday night with none gone in Glendale. This one, an even stickier situation, down to their final out. Behind in an 0-1 count, peppers it through the 4-hole. And we've got a 3-3 game. Chase Acuff ahead 2-0 as Hosley checks on Thomas. He's got to be wary of him at first. And this one in foul territory. Leroy towards the Party Animals dugout, has it. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Knotted at 3 points each. You heard the young professor. It in fact does all come down to this. Drew Gillespie did an excellent job in the bottom of the 8th inning. Induced a couple ground balls, picked up a strikeout. 1-2-3 inning, took him 2 minutes. Gave his boys their second point of the night. Now they offer him a run in the 9th inning when every run counts as a point. And he's got to get 3 outs to send them to showdowns.
He only threw 9 pitches in that 8th inning. And for Gillespie, he's a guy who pitches better and better with more momentum on the mound. That is certainly the case right now. The Bananas have Olsen, Leroy, and Alex Ziegler due up. So it feels like, as far as the golden batter is concerned, Olsen and Leroy will probably get their plate appearances. The Bananas will probably bat for Alex Ziegler and choose one of D.R. Meadows or Dan Oberst, the 2 most threatening bats tonight.
It depends what you need in that spot. If nobody's on, you got to go with Dan Oberst. He's got the oomph. If someone's in scoring position, I'd put the doctor up at the dish. We'll see what Jackson Olsen and Bill Leroy can do. Jackie ahead 1-0. Skies this one in the infield, going into foul territory. Bloomer with an emphatic call and makes the catch. Just in front of his dugout. 2 pitches and 1 out for Gillespie.
Not what Jackson Olsen was looking for. Saw him get the opposite field single in the 1st inning, but outside of that, another tougher game offensively for Olsen, who's never been an especially hot starter to a tour.
Yeah, but boy, once he starts swinging the wood, he could be one of the tougher outs in Banana Land.
Incredibly difficult to stop. It's just a matter of him figuring out those mechanics of the dish and getting his timing down.
Bill Leroy has had some legendary matchups against Gillespie. Was he able to check his swing on the changeup? No. Seth Markham, first base umpire, says he went around, and that one catches the inside corner. So an 0-2 count quickly on the Nanners catcher. This one bounced to Acuff. Tough play. He's going to grab a trick play. Slings it over to first in time. And now it's 2 outs on 5 pitches. Here comes the golden batter.
The golden batter rule. Hitting in the place of Danny Hosley is the Savannah Bananas golden batter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the plate, DR the Doc Meadows.
You can never be unhappy when you see DR Meadows coming up to the dish. A little surprised that Gil Enviro and Fox didn't go to a guy with a little more power, but nobody's better at getting on base than the doctor, and you apply that pressure with a dangerous man like Correll Prime on deck. It really could be the start of a game-winning rally.
That's what I'm thinking. They must like their odds with Correll Prime, and they trust in the doctor's ability to get on base. Another opposite field single. What you can also expect, he's going to be running.
He's fired up. Another one with an exit velo, according to my IDAR, around 35 miles an hour. It's not about how hard you hit it, it's about where it goes. He's 3 for 4 on the night. That's a squibber through the hole. Last time it was a bloop to right.
And I think they also chose to bet Meadows against Gillespie, considering nobody was better on the Bananas against the right-hander for the Party Animals than Meadows last year.
Yeah, that's playing the matchups right there. We are always a threat to steal. Ball and a strike on Prime. 1 for 3 on the night. He walked off the 6th inning with a single back up the middle. Just adds so much more stress to Gillespie. Has to pay attention to DR at first. Gotta try and keep the game-winning run out of scoring position. And you're pitching to a guy who could send one over the monster with ease.
It's the 2014 Colorado Rockies Organizational Player of the Year in the batter's box with the 2-2 count.
Swing and a miss! Gillespie nails! We're going to showdowns. Boy, what a curveball in a huge spot. Take a look at the rules as we head to showdowns. Each team will get a chance in the first round to hit an inside the park home run. There will be a fielder on the infield grass who can't leave the grass until the ball is put in play. If we get to it, the fielder's removed for round 2, and if we make it to round 3 and further like we did last Thursday night in Glendale, the fielder's back, the bases are loaded, every run counts.
The Bananas are going to stick to Danny Hosley on the pitcher's mound, already warm in this ball game. Behind him as the fielder, it will be Reese Alexiadis. And for the Party Animals, no question, the first man due up for them in round 1. It's their switch hitter and leadoff man, Reese Hampton, who scored a walk-off last Thursday against Danny Do-It-All.
You just can't complain with the combination of power and speed that Hampton brings to the table.
Even if you're cloning or asking a computer to generate the perfect showdown batter, it might as well be Reese Hampton.
That ball high and deep to right. Hampton on his horse. It's gonna fall down shy of the track. Hampton around second. Alexiadis has gotten to the ball. He fires it in. Reese around third. Hosley's relay. In time! What a play! Alexiadis to Hosley to Leroy to deny Hampton the inside the Parker.
And all of the Bananas barrel out of the dugout to celebrate with Alexiadis and Hosley. What an incredible relay! Alexiadis getting to this ball, Hosley having to move a couple steps to field this one, and he took his time. He had just the slightest bit of time to be able to set and fire the perfect throw down to Bill Leroy, and does so. Excellent, excellent showdown defense from the Savannah Bananas Now it's up to Gillespie and his fielder, Chase Aka, to counter for the Animals.
Well, the pressure back on Drew Gillespie. He's already put forth 2 innings of scoreless relief. Now his team needs a showdown shutdown, and of course he delivers. Swinging bunt from Oberst. It'll be a force out at home plate. Cosgrove steps on. No, they're not going to allow that. Fair enough. We'll toss it out to Acuff, and the tag will be applied in between second and third. Well, now we head to round 2. A pair of showdown shutdowns from Hosley and Gillespie. And the fielder will be removed. So Danny Do-It-All on an island out there. And we'll be facing Jake Skoll.
This is where now more than ever as a pitcher you are looking for the strikeout. Hosley came close against Skoll in the 9th inning, induced the ground out to second base. But here he does not want to see Skoll put any kind of ball in play. It's very tricky as the pitcher and will also gas you if you have to go and run after that ball in the outfield.
Well, you saw for Reese Hampton, he hit the ball well, but too much launch angle. You really want to hit the ball hard on the ground and just watch it roll all the way to the wall. Of course, Hampton, the only man in banana ball history who has ever hit an out-of-the-park homer in showdowns. He flirted with it. And Jake Skoll, that's a recipe for success. Into the deep right field corner, and he is cruising around the bases. Hosley's off to the races himself, but won't have a chance. Skoll can jog home as he puts the Party Animals ahead 4-3.
A big mistake for Danny Hosley in round 2 of showdowns. Gonna take a look back at this pitch from the Bananas right-hander. What you're going to notice is this one just laid too much out over the plate. Skoll timed it perfectly, and that's exactly what you were talking about, Biko. You want to see that line drive with great exit velocity. Now Danny Hosley finds himself a little behind the 8 ball. Gillespie gets the showdown shutdown, and this game is over. But even if you move to a 3rd round of showdowns, you already had to go out there and field that ball. Again, that is really going to gas you and take out some of your energy and ability to be effective.
Yeah, that's about a 300-foot sprint out to the wall, and you got to journey back. Well, DR Meadows is trying to extend this game for the Bananas. Ahead 1-0. He singled off Gillespie as the golden batter in the bottom of the 9th, but if he produces that kind of exit velocity here, he will not make it home. That, though, looks like it could be pretty successful. The ball has stopped. Drew is approaching it as Meadows rounds 3rd. Here comes the heave. Great throw, but not in time. Wow, what a throw from Drew. Just never had a chance as DR sends us to round 3 of showdowns.
Well, Meadows isn't always going to be the guy leading in hard contact, but it's just his ability to get bat on ball that makes him very dangerous in showdowns. And the Bananas wisely like using him in round 2 because there is no fielder behind the pitcher, and they believe that DR Meadows' speed can kill the pitcher having to go and field that. And that was exactly what we just saw.
100%. Well, we're back to round 3. What an opening night. First of 3 games here in Fort Myers, Florida. Alexiadis is back on the infield grass. The bases are now juiced. Faber is off 3rd, Mark Smith off 2nd. And it looks like they're putting Armando Becerra on 1st. They go to Noah Fisher, who Mike Vivesa sent out there for his first showdown opportunity of his career in round 3 in Glendale. He came up with a laser beam to the wall that cleared the bases and most importantly brought himself home too.
Well, Hampton, Fisher, and Skoll batted 1, 2, 3 in the Party Animals order. The guys who get the first 3 at-bats, the first 3 rounds of showdowns.
Fouled straight back. Ball and a strike here on Fish. Two 2-1 count. Most important thing is you have to put the ball in play. And Hosley, one strike away from a massive K.
Fish can get very streaky. He's also had strikeouts in 5 of 6 this season. Here comes Hosley's 2-2. And checked on, tried to get Fisher to swing at something high and inside.
Seth Markham, first base umpire, said he did not go around. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss! Danny Hosley, showdown, shutdown in the clutch.
Biggest payoff pitch of the night for Danny Hosley and the Bananas. Coming off of the mound, incredibly excited. Hard to tell if you're Noah Fisher whether Hosley's going to go to that signature Vulcan changeup. Instead, no, decides to throw off Fisher by gassing him up with the high heat.
They got a steady diet of fastballs. An excellent execution as well. Kept them elevated and away. So now Eric Jones Jr. just has to bring home Dalton Malden from third base. Behind 0-1, pitcher's pitch from Drew Gillespie. Has the tall task of really needing a K here. A pop-up into the glove would do it as well. He is ahead 0-2.
Advantage feels like it's in favor of Gillespie, but Party Animals pitchers have said EJ, the best Bananas batter at making adjustments during a plate appearance.
Fouls it straight back. Gillespie went after him with the gas. Good job by EJ to get bat on ball. Still Drew's count. He's pumping up the crowd here in Fenway South. Yanks that one outside. Fouled back and just barely. EJ just gets a piece of it.
EJ very defensive, just having to protect anywhere around the zone. Now Gillespie comes set with another pitch, and EJ spits on it.
Drew with a big smile. Game recognizing game. 2-2 count. Back up the middle, Drew knocks it down. He's got to force it home. He gets it, are you kidding me? Drew Gillespie. Showdown, shutdown, you wouldn't believe it.
Unreal, that ball just got on Drew Gillespie. His first thought is self-defense, gets the glove on the banana ball, and then recognizes that he can throw this one home to Andy Cosgrove and get that out. That is a remarkable showdown shutdown that sends us to a 4th round for the 2nd time this season, the 3rd time in Banana Ball history.
Well, that's one of the greatest plays in our young sports history. The reaction time, insane. The recovery and the throw from his keister to the dish, unreal. That is unreal stuff right there. So we go to round 4. In Glendale, it was Tanner Thomas at the dish, Austin Krasminski on the mound. This time the Bananas are sticking with Hosley. Tanner earned a 4-base showdown chase. Ended up being the difference in the game. Hosley just missed on the first pitch, goes right back to the inside corner. Evens up the count. See Tanner talking with Vincent Chapman, wondering if that one would have been called a strike or not. this one foul out of the building. Hosley one strike away from another almighty K.
For Hosley, what's always been best way for him to get Tanner Thomas out is burying the Vulcan change in the dirt. He's got a couple balls to play with. He should not deviate from his plan.
The 1-2. Goes with the high heat. This one lifted into shallow left. Baber scores, Mark Smith right behind him. Here comes Fisher. The throw from Alexiadis in plenty of time. There's the tag. So 2 come home. It is a 6-4 Party Animals lead. That's a result, all in all, you take if you're the defense.
Well, you just trust that the bats are going to pick up your pitcher. Usually you feel like you're in a really tight position if you allow 3 with the bases loaded. You know that your back is up against the wall when you allow 4, but 2 still feels bearable in round 3 and beyond when you're pitching with those bases loaded.
And I'll tell you what, for Tanner Thomas, it's a whole lot better than the K. At least Gillespie has 2 runs to work with. Robert Anthony Cruz takes the change up inside. Dalton Malden off of third. Ty Jackson off second. Malachi Mitchell off first, the game's winning run. And Rack bounces one down the right field line. Malden scores. Jackson's right behind him. Flash around third. Here's the throw from Swan. Not in time. Robert Anthony Cruz. Walk-off winner for the Nanners.
It wasn't the night that he wanted offensively. Came into this round of showdowns with 3 strikeouts in 3 at-bats. But Robert Anthony Cruz is the hero yet again for the Savannah Bananas in 2025 as they win the opening night in Fort Myers in JetBlue Park.
– 7-6 victory for the Bananas. Now they get to dance.
We're going to finish with one tradition with all you guys here. Since day one, the fans, you've been standing by us. At our One City World Tour, when we first started traveling back in 2021, at the end of the night, we started playing Stand By Me. And both fans, players, everyone put their arms around each other and sang together. And we're going to ask you to join us one more time here in Fort Myers tonight as the players of both teams put their arms around each other. Grab your neighbor, grab your loved one, arms around, one more time. Let's all join in and sing a little Stand By Me.
What a gutsy win from the Savannah Bananas. Back and forth affair. Found themselves down 3 runs in the first inning. Earned them all back. Denied the Party Animals that all-important first point. Nanners ended up striking first. Tanner Thomas tied it in the 9th inning with that 2-out RBI single through the hole, but in the end, D.R. Meadows, the showman of the night for a victorious Savannah Bananas squad.
Yeah, and things felt a little different tonight. 4 rounds of showdowns like we saw last Thursday, but what happened is this time the pitcher's much more effective throwing their strikes, so you got a much lower scoring 4 rounds of showdowns. Guys much more dialed in and felt like you were just seeing a plethora of showdown shutdowns. But in the traditional 9 innings, and then when we got to showdowns, DR Meadows shone brighter than anybody else in tonight's game. You saw a big night offensively, but you saw a lot that encouraged you defensively. You got the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. You saw DR Meadows trusted by the Bananas coaching staff to bat as the golden batter, and 3 trick plays in this ball game. A tip, a backflip, and then you saw the front flip, cartwheel, whatever you want to call it, from DR Meadows, and that golden batter single in the 9th inning that put him on, extended the Bananas' opportunity to get the walk-off prior to showdowns, but then comes through in the 2nd round against Drew Gillespie, and it was a big part in helping propel the Bananas to a win after going 4 rounds against the Party Animals tonight.
3 for 4 on the night, 3 tremendous trick plays, a huge walk-off to extend the game in the 2nd round of showdowns so that Robert Anthony Cruz could be the hero when all was said and done. Well-deserved showman of the night from the doctor. Here's Bill Leroy.
You guys have fun tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We love you so very much. Before we go home, we're going to break it down as one big Banana Ball family. So get those hands up high all across the stadium. Hands up high. We're going to break it down on Fans First on 3, but I need to know, are you ready? What do you think? Are they loud enough, boys? I don't think so. Are you ready? I think you're ready. Fans First on 3, loud and proud. 1, 2, 3. We love you guys. Drive safe tonight. See you soon. Mwah.
Well, Bill says goodbye to the friendly folks here in Fort Myers. An impressive and thrilling 7-6 win for the Nanners at the conclusion of 4 rounds of showdowns. And welcome back inside the booth with Josh Talevsky, Biko Scala. Thank you all so much for spending your Big Tiger Friday, Valentine's Day edition with us here in virtual Banana Land. After one of the best series in Banana Ball history in Glendale, Fort Myers Night 1 did not disappoint in the slightest.
You're not going to complain with 4 rounds of showdowns. You're also not going to complain about 21 trick plays in this ball game. We mentioned early in the game that we were averaging 21.8 trick plays per game, and the Bananas and Party Animals stayed on par with that yet again to open up this season. Now, Biko, what is really interesting, the pitchers, whether they have been Bananas or Party Animals, have had a very difficult time this season holding leads. We see it a lot for the Party Animals because they're the visiting team, but we've already seen 2 blown saves from Danny Hosley this season, and we've seen struggles from other guys in the 9th inning as well. I think about Austin Krusminski on opening night. And while that isn't necessarily ideal, what it has brought is a lot of nail-biting finishes in Banana Ball, and I am not going to complain about that aspect.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You feel bad for the pitchers. Obviously, they are not up to the form that they would like to be, but it makes for brilliant Banana Ball. We have had some roller coaster rides of games so far, just 6 into this season, and so far the Bananas have come out on top in 4 of them. So they will go for the series win tomorrow night here in JetBlue Park. Well, the Party Animals look to even the series and force a rubber game on Sunday. So tomorrow night, it'll be again 7 p.m. Eastern first pitch. Sunday, 1 p.m. little afternoon Banana Ball action for the conclusion of this series. We cannot wait to see you tomorrow night as we get a rematch. And I don't know how Banana Ball one-ups the 4 games that we have had across the last 4 nights. But it's been a pretty incredible ride early on here.
I think just for the people, expect 5 rounds of showdowns, maybe 6. Something new is going to happen in Fort Myers because this is Banana Ball.
Well said, Mr. Talevsky. Thank you so much, Josh, for an excellent night on the broadcast. Same goes to our executive producer, Mr. Yvonne Trezak, our director, and the incredible crew we have in the control room back in Grayson Stadium in Savannah, and our guys down on the field tonight. Just Drake Toll dominating. But thank you to Ty Jackson for joining us, and a little cameo from Tyler Gillum as well. I am Biko Scala for the rest of our crew saying so long for now. We'll see you tomorrow night, and of course, we'll see you later!
Happy Valentine's Day.